Hey Internet, I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan. Welcome to Wine is Serious Business, episode 336. We're here today with two of the rarest wines in the world.
Are they really that rare? They're pretty rare.
They're pretty rare. How many of these were made?
A very small quantity, 350 total bottles. Now, granted, I think they're talking about full-size bottles, right? But this winery's production is so small that they produce a small amount of half bottles, which my girlfriend Jerusha was so kind to bring back from Ireland. So when friends or family travel anywhere in the world, I always ask, like, if you're wherever you are, like Matt's brought back wines multiple times we've had on the show, India, Jamaica, what have you. I always ask, like, bring back some wine. It'd be awesome to do it on the show or drink them on the show and share them with people. And so Jerusha was kind enough to bring back wines that were actually made and grown in Ireland, which I had no idea. I thought she was going to get laughed out of the place when she went there. She actually found this one winery. This is the Lusca winery. It's just north of Dublin on the eastern coast of Ireland that makes wine.
Yep.
From vineyards that they planted themselves.
I guess the name is just Old Gaelic for Lusk, which is the name of the town, and that means cave. And the picture on the front is the Tower of Lusk that these vines are grown really, really close to. So they make a few different kinds. This is a white blend from 2012.
Right. And I got this wrote down here. So it's Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Schonberger, and Gewürztraminer.
And those are all the white grapes they grow. We don't know for sure what's in here, but those are the candidates.
Yeah. This is the Cuvee Number 1.
Yeah.
So
if we were sommeliers, we'd have a good time picking apart the percentages, but that's not going to happen tonight.
No, it's not. This has changed a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So we got some green citrus, right? A little bit of that Gewürztraminer spice pears coming through.
Yeah.
And then something that's a little bit like cheese of some sort. Something,
it's a little funky. Yeah. But no, a little bit of the fruit is showing through now on the nose for me. Like we sort of were sniffing this to make sure these were good before, and to be honest, we effed up and botched. This is round 2.
Yeah.
But man, this is the nose has evolved a little bit before. The only thing I smelled before was like funky cheese. Now it's got a little bit of like some sort of like green citrus or like lime or something like that in there. But
I feel like there might be a little oak in here too, but I don't know. But generally, the funky stuff on the nose kind of takes away from it for me.
Sure,
but,
a bit overwhelming.
Let's taste it. Let's see.
Yeah.
I wonder if it has something to do with the temperature, seeing as how they serve beers at a warmer temperature than we do. I wonder if they also serve white wine at a warmer temperature.
They might, but I think if there's aromatics you don't like warming it up, usually it hurts more than helps, I think.
Yeah, it does.
Good acidity on the palate here.
Really good acidity, yeah.
I think like green apples and limes, like good texture to
It's
it.
sort of a bit of the Granny Smith apple sort of thing where there's like a textural element right to it. Like it's almost like so sour. Blending with the acidity. I don't know.
And I feel like you're right. That Sauvignon Blanc is definitely the comment he made before. Sauvignon Blanc is definitely evident here.
Like more dominant, right? Yeah, it definitely shows through the most on the palate. Maybe a bit of Chardonnay too, but really those are like the most dominant fruit flavors here. But I guess the point is that none of the funkiness of the nose comes through on the palate, right?
Yeah, very little of it does. Of course, if you inhale deeply while tasting, you get it. But I'm actually pretty impressed. The flavors have a little bit of complexity. There's a little evolution on there. Nicely blended. And we were kind of saying too that some of that funkiness might also come from the age. A lot of times, like newer producers, especially in less common producing regions, right? Making a white blend usually isn't something meant to be aged for 5 years.
Right, absolutely.
And that's what we've got.
Especially in a half bottle.
Right.
So, which tends to age a little quicker.
But also, far better than I think we're expecting from a place that generally doesn't produce any wine at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently they planted these vineyards in 2002.
Yeah.
And have been making wines from since, but have to go through some pretty extraordinary means in order to ripen these grapes, considering how far north they are. The fact that this is a drinkable, pretty good wine is pretty awesome.
Tell that story about their vineyards. I'll do our rinse.
I guess essentially what you can gather from the story is that they I should have read your notes beforehand.
That's fine. I'll just take over. I'll take over. No, you got it?
No, go ahead. It's fine.
You got it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. All right. So they're actually, a lot of these are actually grown in something like greenhouses. They were talking about doing the metal hoops, covering it with plastic. Both.
Right, what do they call that? I don't know.
Cool. What?
Cloche?
All right.
Cloche?
It's I think it's.
See, I don't even know what that is.
I think it's French for bell. It's usually like it looks like this. And
All
it
right.
traps the heat inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but they're doing it on a bigger scale, which means that it's just like the hoop and
Yeah, and they just-
cleaning.
They put essentially like a greenhouse top over
Yep.
the top of the vines. One, to keep the rain out, right? Because it rains so much during the summers there, right? But one, to keep a lot of the heat in there to ripen the grapes. They do have one varietal they said they specifically called out on the website called Rondo, which can basically slough it all off. It can handle the entire summer without issue. Get exposed to the elements, but the rest of the grapes have to essentially be grown in a greenhouse.
Which, man, talk about super labor intensive
Yeah.
to set up and maintain all of that, and that's why the production's so small. What was it? 350 bottles.
350
a year, right?
bottles a year.
So, yeah, that's
wild.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Amazingly tiny. We'll do quick shout out to the shop. You got this in. Was that this?
Yeah. So when Jerusha was there in Ireland, she got pointed to the Celtic wine shop by another wine shop, the Corkscrew Wine Merchants. She went there trying to find Irish wine. They sent her to the Celtic whiskey shop where she met a lady named Roisin.
I think so.
Roisin?
Sure.
So if
What's
Roisin,
up,
if you're
UCs?
ever seeing this, thank you for helping Jerusha out
Yeah.
and getting these bottles to us. So,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
that's really awesome.
So
On to red wine. What was this called again? This Irish Cabernet Merlot.
2014 Cabernet Merlot blend.
All right.
So
Smells like a Cabernet Merlot blend.
it does smell
Wow.
strongly of Cabernet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real
Yeah.
straightforward. No like sort of oakiness to me. It's really just like the berry fruit there.
Blackberry, a little bit of the dried bramble, blackberry bramble, a little bit of dried earth.
Man, if I didn't know exactly which varietals were in this, I would say there was like a little bit of Cab Franc in it, based on the nose as well.
I'm with you. I could see
Yeah.
that, a little bit of the a little bit of
sort
that
of
bramble, a little bit of
bell
that bramble.
peppery sort of thing going. Yeah, smells
Tobacco,
good.
but nice. Yeah.
Smells good.
Good round on contact. Wow. Bravo.
Pretty tasty. Yeah.
Man, I would not believe that you could do this in Ireland. That's
Right.
really yeah, that's really cool.
A really sort of simple take on Cabernet here. Like it's really just all the fruit flavors, no sort of additions of like oak or earthiness. This is just like the sort of blackberry component, the like the black currants.
Yeah. I think a little of that meaty character you can get from the Merlot sometimes too. Definitely some round fruit on the front end, but the structure is really well done on the back. Good acidity.
Right. Good acidity, good tannins.
The tannins are present, but not overwhelming. So it's not something you want to lay down for 20 years, I don't think. But I think, boy, is it good right now? It's
drinking
really
quite well.
enjoyable. Yeah, kind of straightforward, but good. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, amongst a whole group of peers, this might be like one of those wines that might get a little overshadowed, just like low cut dress syndrome. Like this is definitely a little more on the like just fruity and lean side
Yep.
for Cabernet.
Yeah. Which
But-
plays to our palates a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. It's really quite delicious.
I like this too. I think you could blind it for a room full of people, and people would guess Cabernet. I'd like to think I would
absolutely, yeah.
when tasted blind anyway.
Yeah.
So you've got some typicity. The character's definitely there. So enthusiastic recommendation. If you're a wine nerd and you're ever traveling to Ireland, check this out. Just so you can say you've tried it, because I would not have guessed that you could do something like this there, and they're making it happen.
And as far as like the whole educational, like nerdy aspect, right? Like, how cool would it be to like open that blind for somebody, right? Where it's like, yeah, it's Cabernet. It's probably like something from like Northern California or like whatever. Really, like like they didn't put a lot of oak in it, and like it's from Ireland. Like, that's,
Right. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Grown in Ireland.
So
cool stories. Shout outs to some people who've given us some likes lately.
Yeah.
I want to shout out to Kurt DeWeese, who's interacted with us before, said hi in person at a birthday party a little while back. It was nice to meet you.
I want to say, like, man, we've had so many interactions recently through Facebook, man. Like, thank you guys for hitting us up, telling us you guys watching the show. Appreciate it. keeps us doing it.
Pelican James out in Pennsylvania sent me an email recently. Wrote back to you with tips for some friends. Brandon Johnson,
Awesome.
Brian for Seth Morgan Long, thank you. Sarah Thurman, Brian Lang, thank you. Alejandro Fustrauss, of course.
Yep,
Purva
Fustrauss.
Gawande, one of the Indian folks that picked up after our India show, is
Sure.
still watching. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
Purva. That's really great. Old fans. Jesse Gordon, John Moser, Casey DeCastra, Ed Lefferts. Next week is for you, sir. Taylor McCammon.
Yep.
That's just a taste of all the people that have been watching and giving us likes. Thanks for getting involved.
Appreciate
Look forward to
it.
seeing you soon.
So, where's question of the day? I'm just gonna throw one
Okay,
out there because I want to know where's the what's the weirdest wine region you've had wine from recently? Like out there, I know Jessie Gordon's got something. Like she's traveled all over the world recently.
We're counting on you.
What's the like craziest place you tried wine from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Answer it in the comments. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. All right.